Alright, hey everybody, this is SERPENTSKIN for Free Agent Media. Free Agent asked me to do a little presentation on Passover and the upcoming lunar eclipse, the blood moon that is going to occur on Tuesday, April 15th, 2014. It's actually one of 4 lunar eclipses that is going to take place over the next couple of years, and these lunar eclipses have in the past coincided with significant events in Jewish history. For example, they purportedly occurred during the expulsion of the Jews from Spain in the 15th century, as well as the 1967 Arab-Israeli War. So whether you believe that these events have actual significance, or that, you know, they're part of prophecy or whatever, they do mean very important things to certain people, and a lot of those people are very powerful people. So it's important, you know, even if you don't really believe in the significance of you know, celestial and astrological events, they do have significance for important people. How this fits in with Passover, well, basically you have to go back and understand how ancient man encoded what he saw in the sky, because the stars for ancient man were absolutely the most important thing for navigation and timekeeping. So it's important to remember that a lot of the stories and the mythology that we get from the ancient world has to do with celestial events and astrological alignments and things that occurred in the stars, and they would encode these events into stories and personify celestial bodies as characters and, you know, human beings and animals and things like that. And that's where we get the zodiac, the cosmic wheel here, which is what we've been looking at. Now, this is a representation of the Earth's movement in relation to the Sun, and of course you have the 2 equinoxes on either side at March 21st and September 21st, and then the summer and winter solstice on June 21st and December 21st respectively. So the Passover is essentially the celebration of the sun's passing over the spring equinox, which signals the ascent of the sun and the return of brighter days, longer days, and, you know, life of plants and the growing and all that good stuff. So that's why in the story of Passover you have things like Moses, who is represented as the ram, which is why on Passover you have the Paschal lamb, and Moses is often depicted in ancient art and Renaissance art having horns, because he is a symbol for Aries, the constellation of Aries, which is the ram, which is also where you get the Hebrew letter Resh, which is also where you get the Hebrew word Rosh, which means head, because it's at the head of the year, the beginning of the sun's ascent. So in Passover what happens is Moses, the ram, leads the children of Israel out of Egypt 40 years in the wilderness to the Promised Land.
And the Lord's anger was kindled against Israel, and to prove whether they would keep his commandments or no, he made them wander in the wilderness 40 years, until all the generation that had done evil in the sight of the Lord was consumed. Now,
what's interesting about this is that the event is supposed to have occurred on Nisan 17, the coming out of the Promised Land. That date corresponds exactly with March 21st and the spring equinox. So the 40 years in the wilderness, the 40 years in the desert, is really just an allegory for the 40 days that it takes for the sun to go from Pisces to Taurus. So it's the sun's ascent and the sun's passing over of the spring equinox. Now, this event will also coincide very closely with the Christian celebration of Easter, which is the celebration of the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Now, what that is an allegory for is, once again, the resurrection of the sun, which has been dead for the winter months and is now passing over the equinox and is being resurrected and reborn and is bright and full again. And that's why Easter is celebrated around this time as well, because it is the sun's resurrection. And of course we know that Jesus Christ was known as the Son of God, the light of the world, who traveled around with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 apostles. And that's also why Jesus is represented with the fish, which is of course Pisces, the symbol of Jesus in the cosmic wheel and the precession of the equinoxes, which we will get into another time. So thank you for listening. Once again, this is SERPENTSKIN for Free Agent Media, and watch out for the blood moon on Tuesday, April 15th, 2014. It will probably be a beautiful sight. It's actually the moon passing through the Earth's shadow, which will cast a reddish glow on the moon on April 15th. So enjoy that, and take care.